Okay, let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the big old Berserker. We do start off with a utility pouch and a big old spear. Now starting off with the spear is kind of amazing. It's going to be a lot of damage for us. You know what? Let's craft up a Shelly since it is on sale. That's going to be smashing as well. And grab a big old banana, and I'd love to roll to try and find a wooden sword. But let's take our stone first and then roll, which we did not get. We got a second Shelly. Now I am going to sell this blue sapphire. We don't exactly want it anyway, because taking a second shell is going to give us quite a bit of heals. But this is going to be a round one. We should be able to get a ton of damage from our spear. Solo weapon, not that great. We'd love to grab a second weapon. Just a small lead wooden sword would have increased our DPS quite significantly, because our DPS is 3.6, while our opponent has a little bit more. But we got our shiny shells to keep us healthy, along with our health bar. So still not looking too bad, and awesome. So we got our first round win, and we got a puzzle badge also. And so the puzzle badge, which Shelly is going to be nuts as well. So we're definitely going to take our health bar. We're definitely going to craft you up. We're going to grab our puzzle badge. And I also want to grab the broom with the wooden sword. So we're going to take it. And we're actually going to sell our stone to grab this broom as well. Now I'm going to just prioritize keeping our spear along with our wooden sword for now. But I really do want to go for a Falcon Blade situation. I'm going to have our puzzle badge in this position to speed up our Shelly after 5 seconds. Along with our spear and our banana as well. Now it's going to be really awesome because our utility pouch slows down our weapon so much. It's going to be really slow at the very beginning though. But after the 5 seconds, it's going to do massive damage. And after the 5 seconds, we also get a lifesteal. And Shelly goes down to about 7.2 seconds. Which should pop off right about now. Definitely not. We only needed 1 more millisecond for a Shelly to pop off. And that actually made us end up losing. I got 2 Shellys. And I'm looking at blood manipulation, giving us a bunch of damage for our healing. I think we have to take it over stunned, over double rainbow. I gotta take it. I really want to take our fanny pack to speed up both our Shellys even more. But we're also going to be taking this to craft up a hero sword. We're also going to reserve a bit of storage. And we also want to swap this to this side. So I'm going to take out a little Star of Courage, and I'm going to add in our piggy bank also for a little bit of extra gold. And I'm going to be moving on once again. So again, our Shelly is going to be moving in relatively slow. Our Vampirism is going to give us a little bit of heals, but it is going to be relatively slow as well. Once we enter Battle Rage, that's when everything goes super fast. And it might be the same story again. Shellys do pop off, keeping us super healthy. And just in time to win out this time. Holy moly. It's definitely cutting it close. And we could grab this armour to actually prevent that. But I do want to grab our gloves. I want to grab ourselves a garlic. I do want to roll once. And we did manage to get 1 pair of gloves already, which is kind of crazy. Now the thing is, with the puzzle badge, we could honestly go for a fighter subclass. Fighter subclass with the puzzle badge to speed up our brass knuckles would be kind of nice too. So we could end up going to spike staff into daggers. But I think we ignore it for now. We just grab ourselves this fanny pack and we move on once again. So now I do have triple weapons in, which could be super problematic. But they're going to be going relatively slow with a utility pouch, but after the 5 seconds, they're going to go super fast. And again, our opponent's dealing lots of damage. Can we survive? Definitely not. We just need a small bit more tryability. Let's grab a fanny pack. Let's roll. We'll take the help bot. That will definitely help us. And we could go for a third. We could go for another Shelly. I think, if anything, we kind of want to keep our health bot. So we don't get destroyed like we're getting destroyed. So we're going to take our healing herbs to craft it up. I'm also going to grab this bit of storage. Because I do want to speed up our blood manipulation as well. But yeah, let's get going again. I'm going to craft up a strong health bot. I think the strong health bot is going to help us quite a bit. Making sure that we don't get immediately bursted down. Specifically in these earlier rounds. Because we've been taking a lot of damage before we even get to 5 seconds. And right now we should be in a much better spot. To keep ourselves healthy. And potentially win out. Now our opponent is stacking up a lot of heat though with the burning sword. So we could still be in trouble because we're going to get lots and lots of damage. But we're scaling up our Vampirism. We're scaling up our healing. But they're dealing massive damage also. So it's looking super close. We did use our health bot. but smashing. Now we did get some gloves, so we're going to get our Falcon Blade online. We're going to take this too to see what it's going to be. Armored steel is kind of absurd. So I'm going to roll. We definitely want to grab ourselves a bloody amulet. We could also try to go for a katana as well. So I'm going to sell our broom, and I'm going to take a Ripsaw Blade for now. We really do want to grab the bloody amulet so we can go for a vampiric armor. We can also craft up a vampiric pot as well. And I really do want to grab potion belts. Well, let's get going. I'm going to be crafting up our Falcon Blade. But with a Ripsaw Blade, we should be able to remove some of the scaling damage our opponent is going to get on the double axe. So it should be relatively awesome. You do get a lot of damage reduction with the Dragon Scale Armor. But can we actually outpace our opponent? Because right now, Ripsaw Blade is going to be dealing quite big damage. Now they do get a bit of heal from their Shelly, but we should be able to heal up with our Shellys as well. So it should be relatively awesome for us. We've got lots of vampirism and smashing damage. Now we just got ourselves a fancy rapier. We could also just take this instead of a Ripsaw Blade. But we are going to grab our storage. We're going to lock our utility pouch because we're going to take our armor. And we are going to grab this in the next round. Now I do want to keep our spear. I'm thinking about selling our piggy bank to grab ourselves another Halpaw. But we are going to move on with this for now. We should be able to get a lot of heals. We're going to be speeding up our Shellys along with our Falcon Blade. And it should be pretty darn sweet. Now, our Falcon Blade isn't going to be inside our utility pouch, so it is going to be going relatively fast. So we should be in a much better spot than the last round. Except we are going to eventually run out of stamina since it isn't going to be in our utility pouch. Especially going to be getting a shield. But we should still definitely be able to win out. And awesome. Definitely awesome. Now here comes the question. Do we want to go for that Brass Knuckles again? Brass Knuckles with the puzzle badge and the Falcon Blade makes it go insanely fast. We didn't take any daggers though. We've no spike staff, so it's not going to be that great. It does scale up our crits and our accuracy on our weapons. We could also take the anvil. We do got quite a bit of crafted items, being our potion and our 2 Shellys, as well as our Falcon Blade. So we get a ton of value this way. Or we could straight up take Wolf Emblem. Wolf Emblem got a bit of a buff. It's going to give us block, it's going to give us some power, and it's going to scale up our crits. So I think today, we're going to take that Wolf Emblem. But it does mean we're also going to craft up our Vampiric Armor. We're also going to have to take our Dog. Now these are going to count as melee weapons, which is perfect for Vampirism stacking. We also got to take our bit of storage. And I do got to sort our whole inventory out. Now your puzzle bag of improvements, we could take you to duplicate some of the buffs, potentially on our Amethyst Steel. Now we could also sell our spear, but I also kind of want to keep our spear for a Holy Spear type option. I did move our whole set around, so our Wolf Emblem is going to get sped up by our puzzle badge as well. It should potentially be able to give us a ton of power if we speed up like crazy. So if you have no armor, we're going to be generated up in power, and if we have armor, we're going to be generated up in power. The goal though is to stack up in power with our Wolf Emblem. But let's get going again. Now I couldn't put in our banana because we have no space for it really, to be honest. But we'll see, can we take on this adventurer who is rocking a turtle with a Falcon Blade? It's going to be going pretty fast. We're going to have lots of skilling damage, and they're going to have lots of block, and they're going to be trying to stun us with the freaking pumpkin. But we should have 34% crit chance, we should have lots of power, and we should be in a pretty darned awesome spot for sure, because we're going to be stealing our opponent's damage as well. So it's looking kind of nice. Definitely nice. Now we could craft up another Shelly, which I'm going to be down for. But we also need our puzzle bag, and we also need our courage pub. So we're definitely going to take our courage pub. We've got to take our courage pub. We also want to take our puzzle bag of improvements, and we do want to place them in these positions for now also. So we do got to jumble up everything once again. Although we're going to sell our garlic. We're going to sell our garlic because we're definitely going to craft up another Shelly. Because another Shelly is going to be another pet to get even more crits. It should be smashed. We're going to craft up our courage pub. We're going to speed up. I'd love to speed up our courage pub. Actually, I do want to speed up our Shellys instead. So I'm happy enough with this for now. We're going to move on. We're going to craft up our courage pub. We should be able to get a little bit of power with our Amethyst Steel, starting off the rip. And we should be able to lifesteal like crazy, especially with our courage pub as well. So we'll see, can we actually smash our opponents? Now the cooldown on our pub is nearly 5 seconds, which is really not great. but that's some massive damage and awesome. And we do got a choice to make, and honestly it's going to be a super easy one in my opinion, because it's literally going to be stoned. Stoned is going to give us 20% damage reduction for how much armor we're already going to have. If we have constant armor, we're going to take 20% less damage. Versus guard power is going to stack up regen for us. Torn burst does stun our opponent, but that's about it. Now, we're definitely going to craft up our katana. We could switch up to the big old busted blade, but I do kind of want to go for a katana type build today. We could also go for a chin up, which pretty much does the same thing as the katana, but the katana does remove a lot of scaling damage, which I do like. Now, I'm going to continue to roll though. We do get a mana orb. We could go for a moon shield also. Let's definitely take our mana orb. I do want to get this stamina stack also, but I'd love to have our mana orb up in this position to give us increased mana generation. But we can't do it just yet, so I'm going to have to place it down in this spot for now. So mana's not really going to help us out all that much just yet. It definitely helps out in the long run. Right now we should have a 58% crit chance. We should be able to stack up our power. We should be able to get lots of damage and also potentially remove some of the scaling damage on our opponent's weapons. Well, we have 20% damage reduction as well, so we should deal damage and take less damage overall. And it's looking pretty darn sweet so far. And we could also take the lamp to actually just lamp our whole setup also. But let's take you, let's move you back up top, and let's put our mana orb in this position. I just want to be over slightly though. But instead of going for a Jin's lamp, how about we grab a second steel lamp? Okay, we got Amid Feasting. Not exactly what we want. Power Pup does stack up luck, regen, and empower. It's possibly the worst pup we can get. When I say possibly, I mean definitely. I'm still going to take it though because it is on sale. But it did move itself around just a small bit, so we're going to have our Wolf Emblem in this spot still. We're going to craft up our Power Pup in this spot as well. We're going to use our Mana Orb to generate up mana with our Courage Pup, along with our Vampiric Armor, along with our Wolf Badge. Except our Katana is now not inside our utility pouch, so we could end up running through stamina a little bit faster. But our Courage Pup is also not in it, so it should be running a little bit faster, except we are facing a cold stacking build, and that's 20 blind on us. So we're going to have no accuracy. This is definitely 150,000% going to be a loss because we've no stacking accuracy. Actually, I lied. We get one luck randomly every 4 seconds, which is immediately taken, and are actually still going to be 0%. Actually, 25%. What am I talking about? They're also going to reduce our healing, but we got tons and tons of block. We're stacking up our power like there's no tomorrow, but they're stealing some of our buffs also. It's a lot of colds, a lot of blinds, a lot of poison. There's just not much we can do going up again that type of build. Not too well. And we could take another health pot. I'm going to roll. Dragon does count as a pet. We can also grab ourselves Heroic Pot as well. Let's grab another fanny bag. Puzzle bag improvements. I'm going to gladly grab also. And let's roll again. Now, one way we can actually deal with some blind stacking is by taking a set of blueberries, which I'm kind of down for. Now, I did take this health pot to speed up our Shellies. We're not going to be stacking them on top of each other, which we should be doing, but it is going to have to do with this for now as well. We can also move our stone in this position, but we literally got no stones, so it's not going to be doing a whole lot for us. But as long as we don't come across a cold stacking build, I think we should be in a pretty good spot, except we are taking on a Sun Armor, Double Axe with a Paradise Bar, but they're going to be going super fast. And they do got themselves a Stone Golem, but they don't have a way to activate a Stone Golem just yet, so we have the potential to win out, and hell yeah. Now, Wood Protector does count as a pet as well, but I'm going to continue on for now. Potion on Sill. We get our Moon Shield, which we should have taken actually. So I'm going to sell our pot to grab it. I also kind of want to reserve this on Diffid Emblem. We could just sell our Spear. We've been holding on to it for so long. I'm going to sell it. I'm also going to sell our Amid Feasting to grab it as well. Amid Life, not exactly what we want. Definitely want another Wisdom Pub as well as our Undead Emblem. But we're going to move on once again pretty darn fast. We do have our Mana Orb in a slightly worse spot, but we should be able to get quite a bit of mana once we do craft this up, and we're going to be trying to lamp our weapon situation to deal massive damage also. We should be able to block some more damage with a shield, so we should be able to keep our block a little bit easier. But opponent is dealing massive damage with hammer daggers, but hell yeah. Definitely not too bad. Now, how much is our DPS really going to be? About a 40 DPS, which is not too crazy by any means. Still pretty decent for this point of the game, but definitely could be improved. In terms of healing, I got about 12 healing per second, but our opponent did have a lot of healing reduction. Now in terms of block, we managed to get about 20 block per second as well. So right now we're kind of in a hybrid between healing and block. But let's grab our doggo. Let's go ahead and grab you. Come on, armor to steel. Second armor to life. Let's roll again, and we really do want wisdom buffs. Now at this point, our Shellys are not going to be doing as much, so we kind of eventually do want to replace them. But we could also sell our health pots and grab ourselves another wisdom pup to get a small bit more block stacking. Means more mana generation. So I'm going to sell this one. And I'm going to sell another one as well, which is a little bit crazy in my opinion, but it is going to have to do for now. So our Shelly's going to be going really slow, but eventually we do want to replace them with our wisdom pups. We're going to continue to roll. And we do get a stone skip pot with a little bit of storage, and let's get moving once again. So we should almost have 100% crit chance. Yeah, about 94% crit chance. We should be able to get a ton of mana from our moon shields. We should be able to stack up a lot of buffs. We should be able to get empower, and we should be able to block ranged weapons with our moon shield. And we should be able to deal massive damage and smashing. But let's grab our storage for now. Let's grab our courage pub. Let's grab our stone skip pot. And having a small bit of a problem with our freaking stone skip pot, because we do need our armor to steel in this position to target our armor along with our doggles. Since we have no reason to actually stack our mana just yet, except for our accuracy, I'm just going to place it in this position to give us a small bit more power. Now I'm going to be crafting up this doggo. We do have this doggo in this position to get some crits as well. We have a 100% crit chance right now, except our opponent is going to have 100% crits with a lot of lifesteal, and we just can't outsurvive that. We do need to find ourselves a cap as well. Now speaking of cap, how about we just grab one? We also grab ourselves a mana orb. Also, we also need to move this dog in this position to actually craft up into doggo. Now I also really want to craft up a stone helmet. I really want to grab you, and I need this storage. The banana we can't exactly fit in as well. But let's get going once again. So we should be able to get quite a bit of buffs, except our opponent is going to be inflicting insane blind once again. We do really bad into blind stacking, even though we do have 3 Shellys. Mainly because they're going to be going infinite heat stacking. With infinite heat stacking, they're going to be inflicting that blind pretty fast enough. And our Shellys just won't be able to keep up unless we stack up some luck and accuracy as well. But they're going to be taking that as well. So it's not looking too great for us, to be honest. Infinite stacking heat is just way too strong with the amount of blind it did inflict on us. So we need to switch you back to this position. We need to grab you. Armor of Fortune is kind of nice. Let's grab you. Let's roll again. And we do get wisdom pups with more block potions. Divine Pot I also really do want to grab as well. Let's go ahead and craft up this doggo. I'm actually going to sell our doggo. I'm going to sell our doggo because I do want to take our Divine Paw as well. Except our Shelly's not in the most ideal spot either. I will be taking another potion. I mean, I'd love to put it on this side, but for now it's going to be targeting our helmet. So we should be able to potentially survive going to begin a big old burst build, except that Dancing Dragon is going to do a lot of damage. Super quick. But we should be able to stack up our damage. We should potentially be able to win out if we stack up enough mana as well. Now we're dealing massive damage and smashing. Definitely so. Now I did want to grab you. I'm also going to grab this too. We're going to keep rolling. And we could grab ourselves a glowing crown. I'm not as interested in it. Wing boots would have been awesome, but it is what it is. And I'd love to grab another courage pup. I'd also love to grab ourselves another bloody omelette. I'm going to sell this because I'm going to grab this small, tiny bit of storage so we can place that in this position for now as well. In terms of our little Starved Courage, I'm going to sell it because I'm going to be grabbing ourselves this bloody ammo. But yeah, this is going to be our final setup. From Turbo Shellys, to Falcon Blade, to the Wolf Emblem, to grabbing some doggos, to a katana, to mana buffing as well. But is it really going to be good enough? Can we actually win out? We're going to have to see. I'm not going to put in our blueberries. I'm going to venture on with this. And we are going to slow it down. We are going to begin a chain up Null Blade. So they're going to be moving an insane amount of our buffs. They're going to be stacking up their own crits. And we'll see how we can deal with this chaotic adventure. You do have 400 max life. With the level up, they're going to be getting a ton of max life. Along with the cheeses. And they're resisting a lot of our crits. Now they do get battle rage. Because of the chain up, they're going to get some heals. And they are moving a lot of our buffs, making it a lot harder to get a big mana buff bomb. But we do get 100% crits, we're also removing a lot of their damage. And it's still looking pretty darn sweet. And actually, looking like it's not going to be close whatsoever, and hell yeah. Now, even though our opponent was removing a lot of our damage, we still had almost 100 DPS because we have a 100% crit chance on our weapons. 100% crit chance with a lot of empower stacking is just kind of nuts, especially on a Falcon Blade, especially on Katana, especially on our doggos as well. So it's looking really, really awesome. Now in terms of heals, we managed to get about 40 healing per second. Shelly's not doing a whole lot. They were finally in just to give us crit chance by the end of it. But our utility pouch, giving us our lifesteal, did provide a decent bit. In terms of max life, we managed to get 60 max life from our amulet of life, as well as our bloody amulet. And in terms of block, we managed to get about 517 block, which is not terribly bad. We definitely could have increased it though, quite significantly. Also, we could have moved our potions around in a slightly better spot. We could have also spent one of our freaking Shellys also. But it is what it is, we did survive. With 2 lives left, let's go and see just how much rank points we manage to get. +9, or ranking us up quite a bit once again. But I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep a look over the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see, can we deal with these builds? We are going to begin a prismatic sword with a Jin's lamp with the piercing arrow. They're going to get some big crits, that's for sure. Now, if they had a red color, they could get insane lifesteal on the prismatic sword, and they are dealing quite big damage to us. We're also answering back with our own damage. So can we still win out? It's looking super close, but hell yeah. Now can we deal with a Berserker with a Crossblades, Serpent Staff, Mana Thirst? They're going to be speeding up their Mana Thirst, they're going to be increasing the damage on their Serpent Staff, but we got insane block, lots of damage reduction, and crazy damage too. Now can we deal with a Burning Blade, Mana Thirst, Obsidian Dragon, Hubert with 450,000 lamps? I mean, at this point they could have just lamped their weapons and got insane damage instead of stacking up their power. But that's going to be a lot of buffs stacked up, but we're dealing massive damage and smashing. Now can we deal with a Null Blade Ukulele? They're going to be moving our buffs, we're also going to be moving their buffs. And they got a ton of lifesteal as well. They got Turbo Shelly to go super fast. We got Empower, we got 100% crits, we're dealing our damage. And we should be in a pretty good spot to win out, except our stamina is going to be gone because of those flutes. But we don't need stamina with our big dogs.